Hey everybody. So this is a video about why young people can't afford housing these days. I've been wanting to make a video about this issue for a while, thinking about it for a while. As you can see, I am working on a house right here. It's all torn out. Ceilings are finished. Yay. I own a few houses and rent them out. And I've been able to do this because I inherited some money when my grandfather died, moved out to a rural area and bought some and fixed them up myself. And I'm still doing the same thing. And I have a few and rent them out and make a little bit of a living off of it, but nothing crazy. So you can watch videos on this issue, and there's a lot of things that they have to say, and they're all okay. The housing becoming an investment rather than as if it wasn't always an investment, but more so a tool for people to make a personal profit than in the past, I guess. They're definitely more expensive, money-wise, to as a ratio of the cost of a house to the wages. But there are reasons for that. The biggest issue is that this is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. It was bullshit in 1950 when people were buying houses for $5,000, and it's bullshit now. It's all part of the imperialist, capitalist scam going on, and it always was. Living like this in a house where, look at these boards. This house is 100 years old. Every one of these boards was machine milled. Nothing cut by hand. All run by gasoline or possibly steam mill, coal, maybe. I don't know what they in 1900. Probably gasoline run saws at the sawmill. The wood was carted in gasoline trucks to this rural area. They built tons of houses like this. In 1900, they were building houses in the middle of nowhere. Nice houses, well built, better built than the ones that are built today. Look at all this beater board. All original. If you own a house like this, whether you paid $5,000 or $400,000 or $3 million, you are part of the imperialist capitalist system. If you want to exit it, you'll live in a hut. You'll live traditionally. You will not live like this. So can you do that? Can we just exit the system and live in a hut? Obviously, it's pretty hard. The homeless people do it a little bit, but we try to stop them at every turn. The real issue is our whole society is organized around having oil, electricity, mega industrial agriculture. And if you take those things away, which are the things that keep us from living in a natural way, the society falls apart. So you'd have to tear it all down, which is the real answer to the issue. Why is housing a problem? Because the whole system is a problem. And to fix it, you'd have to tear it all down. Everything. It would change everything. It would change the amount of people that can be supported on the earth. It would change your and mine and every single person on earth's material standing. Some people would not survive. It could be anybody. It wouldn't be survival of the fittest. It would be survival of the luckiest mostly, and a little bit the fittest. So until then, I think you just live the best you can. I have an okay life here, fixing up houses by hand, renting them out at fair prices, making them very nice for the price, treating tenants as well as I possibly can. And it's one of the better housing options around when you can't buy something, which is where most people are. And I offer that to people, and they pay me, and I do all the work that needs to be done. And it works out, apparently, because they pay me, and I do that job, and I make an okay living. I'm not beating a lot of desk job people at all, but it may be in some ways more pleasant. Although, as you can see right now, it's hot. There's no AC in this house right now, and I'm just sweating as I'm about to start working for the day. So, if you're struggling with these issues, social issues, don't be afraid or be too cowardly to blame the entire cultural system that we have, top to bottom. You have to rearrange everything. You can't just tinker with it and get some money from Zuckerberg or from Amazon, from Elon Musk, and give it to people. And no, you have to tear everything down. So how is that going to happen, or will that happen? It's not going to happen by people trying to make it happen. It's going to happen for one main reason, and that is the things we depend on to run this huge global industrial society, namely oil, are not going to last. Oil is a finite resource, and we are running through it very quickly. It's also very destructive in a lot of ways. Very possibly could be as hot as it is right now because of all the carbon dioxide that's been pumped out for 100 years of oil burning, kicking temperatures up a little bit. What that means exactly, who knows? I don't tend to think it's necessarily the end of the world like some people do just in that instance, but the effect of all the use of oil is definitely destructive on the environment. The major way that it is by multiplying the human population by, it's 10 times what it was 100 years ago. It's 100 times what it was a couple hundred years ago. It's growing still. And that is part of the housing crisis too. You have more and more people. You have a fixed-ish number of cities, a fixed amount of land that's in valuable places. So if you multiply the amount of human beings by 10, the value of property, acreage, is going to go up probably, and it has. Both things have happened in the last 150 years. That's only part of it, but that is part of it. So either we're going to kind of erode our systems by the negative effects they have, too many people, reproducing too quickly, climate change, or just running out of oil supply to the point that agriculture and industry collapse or have to shrink over a longer period of time, or collapse suddenly because all of a sudden every business model fails and we're shocked that the oil has run out and not prepared for that change, and it just cascades all at once, or it happens more slowly, but one way or another the oil supply will run out and our society will change, and it will have to shrink. And with any luck, we will shrink quickly rather than slowly, all the way back to some much simpler arrangement where we live simply and we don't live in houses where every single piece of a house that was built 125 years ago was cut by a machine, hauled by a truck. Every nail was formed by a machine. We're going to live in places that are made by hand. A hut, a adobe house, a few leaves in a dugout area for part of the year, a cave. Much better housing solution if you can swing it. You can't right now because we have this huge society on our hands. But how are you going to react to it? Are you going to keep believing that this society is the only thing possible and the best thing and we just have to fix it and make it more fair? Or are you going to reject the whole thing, question everything, and try to rearrange your life in a way that is maybe very different from people around you because you know that it's all bullshit and that the problems that we have go a lot deeper than rich people are greedy, or if we were all just nicer to each other. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. Human society is way off, and we need to start imagining ways that would really improve things. And it involves going back to simpler ways of living. Maybe not exactly how it used to be. You can never go back. But sometimes you have to circle back and visit old things with a few updates. But sometimes you get way off course and you have to get back on. And that's where we're at. So until then, I'll be fixing up houses as long as it works out, or I'll do something else. Don't really care what I do, as long as I have enough money to live and keep going and treat people basically okay that I encounter. And I encourage you to do the same. And we will keep having housing crises and all kind of crises while we live off temporary resources like oil and the rest that are not sustainable until we simplify human society. And that is the sermon for today. In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit, and blessed be with you. Amen.